Now, obviously, the big news that everybody is going crazy about is the rumored signing of not just Daniel Bryan to AEW, but CM Punk.
And to
Now,
that, like, my take on that is Punk is just he's just rallying, he's just beating the drums of like, hey, look at me, look at me, look at me. Like, how many years has he been out of WWE, and how many times over that same amount of years has it been rumored he's going to come back? Like, he's just like
so
he's chicken littling it. He's saying the sky is falling, and that's all it is. He's drumming up like personal brand info. Like, I mean,
so
for
here's
me, it's
here's the
just
thing. Yeah, well, here's the thing with this one. One, the Daniel Bryan stuff is the most legit because that they even have tamped down a rumored start date for him, which is their big show end of September in New York.
okay.
Um, Plus, there's circumstantial evidence with that. He Daniel Bryan's been pulled completely out of 2K22. Like, there was actually a memo sent from WWE to 2K to like delete him out of the game.
Oh, like a day one patch kind of thing of like he's not in there, he doesn't exist to us anymore, kind of deal.
Yeah, basically, like they're still building the game, and WWE comes out of nowhere and goes, delete him.
Oh, that's a pretty
Um,
telling sign right there. So
yeah. Two, one of the guys who's breaking a lot of this news is this guy, Sean Ross Sapp, over at Fightful, who has been pretty much spot on. Like, all of the releases, he's pretty much been like on top of them. Like, he'll be like, "Oh, release is coming," and then like
there
two,
it
three
is.
hours later, he's tweeting out a list of just like this person, this person, this person, this person. Like, the
Damn.
dude, as far as scoops go, this guy's got some good sources. So, the Daniel Bryan thing is sounding very, 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 very legit.
Gotcha.
Now, CM Punk, I have heard this rumor every few months like clockwork.
For how many
Like, you
years?
could set your watch on it.
Yeah.
Now, that said, again, this rumor comes from Sean Ross Sapp this time, as opposed to just rando dirt sheet number 344 going, rumor is CM Punk to AEW confirmed. Um, and he's like, from what he's hearing from his sources is that the talks have happened. He isn't 100% that pen has been put to paper, but all signs point to CM Punk to AEW debuting at All Out in Chicago, his hometown, which is
No,
currently a sold out show even before even before the rumors started.
right. And I mean that
Now,
I
as
don't
with any
know.
CM Punk rumor, I will always parse it as see it when I'll believe it when I see it,
Exactly.
because like I said, you could set your watch by these,
It's pretty much once every
but
what 2-3 months of CM
given
Punk's coming back. It's just like okay.
but with this, it's given the source. Like I said, if it was any other dirt sheet person, just half of the wrestling news sites that I look at with their clickbaity dirt sheet nonsense,
Hmm.
I wouldn't give it two thoughts. I'd just be like, bleh.
Right.
But Sean has been so right on so many. Like, his track record is so good that I'm like,
Now the thing with that though too, here's the
like
other
I'm.
flip devil's advocate. Here's the other flip side of
Mhm.
that too. He's got the Daniel Bryan stuff. He pretty much nails that on the head. If he's 98% accurate, he's got that 2% margin of error, which is we'll just call the CM Punk margin of error. He might be again. This is devil's advocate. This is because I have no hat in the ring on this one. If he's just
Mhm.
throwing that in the ring to get additional clicks for a site, for additional just to say, hey, here's where it's at. Here's what I'm seeing. This is where I'm at. But it also could pump. If I don't know if he's plugging his site or plugging his merch or anything else that he's doing on there. It could just be, hey, here's where I'm at. The catching the trending wave of CM Punk on social media getting in there, getting his name in the ring, so people click on it, go, oh, okay, cool. Then they'll look at his other prediction and say, oh, well, he was right here, he was right here, he was right here. Oh, he missed this one. You know, it's kind of one of those deals to throw his hat in the, just to get his name out there. It's, I mean, we're guilty of it. That's what we do with certain topics that we've done. I've done it on my YouTube stuff. Everyone does it. That's part of what we do. That's what you do as musicians too. You try to catch a wave to throw yourself in there and hope that you catch on in this day and age of viral marketing and viral everything. It's not that he needs to go viral. He's already pretty well established, it sounds like. But at the same time, to get, the unassuming in there, the casual fan who goes, oh, CM Punk, and he just rides the wave on that.
Right. Well, and that's why I always take the CM Punk return with a grain of salt, and I'll believe it when I see it. Now the other thing though that gives this some air of oh, maybe this is legit this time, is that a report came out today that I was reading over on one of the websites I read, SE Scoops, that because of this basically being a done deal with Punk and Daniel Bryan going to AEW, that WWE is in a panic to get Braun pulled back in.
Didn't they let him go last month or 2 months ago?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it.
Yeah, they're because they're afraid, because that's the thing. That was why Braun was so shocking, was because Braun was still super over.
Yeah. He
So
was pretty much
they're
through,
like
he
now
he had the green light to basically go, hey, let's get you as far as we can, as high as we can, kind of thing. So
yeah. So now, apparently, according to this report, they're in a panic to get him re-signed because they're afraid of him also getting poached by AEW.
Right, which if AEW is smart, they should have already put a contract in his hand saying, unless he has a non-compete somewhere like that.
Well, we don't. Well, they got a non-compete, but they can talk to people. They just can't show up anywhere.
True. So
they can negotiate. They just can't actually
pen to paper kind of deal.